So this is my first video, and I decided that for my first video, I wanted to share my trip that I went to south of Mexico. I went camping in the beaches of Michoacan. At the moment, I'm living in Guadalajara, which is in Mexico. This will be about a 5-hour drive. So the first stop will be Playa La Llorona. After we will go to Palma Sola, and finally Playa Maruata. So day before we're supposed to leave, one of my friends messages me and tells me that there's this Hurricane Grace that is actually going to go straight through Mexico. It's actually going to go straight to where we're actually going to go camping in south of Michoacan. But the good news is that once the hurricane crossed through Mexico, it actually weakened and really it just turned into a tropical storm, and it was just a rainy night and a rainy morning for us. But everything was okay after that. The first campsite that we arrived at was La Llorona. The number one great thing about all of the campsites that we stayed in is that there are bathrooms on site with toilets and showers. For the most part, all of the campsites are actually structured with palm tree leaves to block the sun, so your tent will remain in the shade. Also, there are free electricity connections throughout the camping site. Well, except for Maruata, there it was 100 pesos per night to use electricity. At that time, 100 pesos equals to about $5. And also for another 100 pesos, you are able to rent a table and chairs. So it was actually strange at first getting to the campsite and just it being lonely. I didn't think much of it, but then when I started walking and passing by other campsites, I realized that it's completely empty. What I did not realize is that it just happened to be the hurricane and the storm season, and that's why it was just completely empty. Although there was actually lots of dogs everywhere, so if I would have known, I would have brought some dog food. But an 8-day camping trip turned into 6 days because of another hurricane that was on its way directly toward us. The next morning I woke up extra early to go looking for turtles. Right away I saw one at a short distance, and as soon as I got to the turtle, I was told to turn off my flash. They just happened to be sensitive to bright lights. So I waited a bit longer until the sun came out, and then I went for a walk. I've never seen so many turtles. Apparently, in August and early September is usually when these black sea turtles come to lay eggs in the middle of the night. After they lay their eggs, they usually just chill right next to the shore just to get some rest, And actually, they also come here to mate. I ran across these two lovebirds getting it on. Palma Sola is a beautiful and attractive beach. We were lucky to experience some nice weather while we were here. The beach was fairly small, but definitely a perfect place just to relax and take it easy. I was able to catch some amazing drone footage, as you will see. We spent 2 days at this beautiful beach, but the best was yet to come. Our last camping site that we stayed at was in Maruata. It was amazing, and there was just so much to see. It was great being surrounded by palm trees and hearing the shore off at a distance. It costs 120 pesos per person per night. In dollars, it comes to about $6. There was a restaurant and a small market behind the campsite that had everything we needed just a few meters away. It was very windy the day that we arrived. We just didn't know that there was a hurricane coming our way. This here is what they call God's finger. If you look closely, it looks like a finger pointing up. If you continue to hike towards the top of the hill, you will have this amazing view where you are able to see all three beaches. For those of you that want something a little less rugged, there are beautiful ecological cabins located on top of the hills. These have amazing views and they are actually owned by the locals. Unfortunately, this was the last time I flew my drone. Something started going wrong and it was twitching back and forth. I ended up crashing it in the sand. Luckily it wasn't damaged, but there are some sand grains that are stuck in the motors. On our sixth night, it started to get very windy, and later we heard that there was another hurricane coming directly towards us. So we decided to just stay one more night and figure out what to do the next morning. Unfortunately, around 4 a.m., that's when we were woken up with just heavy winds, and it started to sprinkle and the rain was just coming our way. If you could see here, the path, we were like right next to it. So luckily we were able just to get out of there early, and that was my most recent trip. So if you like what you saw, please hit the like button. It definitely will help me out a lot, and consider subscribing if you'd like to see more of these videos and follow me along my journey.